Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. Today we discuss one of the most complicated and offbeat members of the long-running IWC Ingenieur collection. This is the IWC Ingenieur Perpetual Calendar Digital Date Month, the 3792-01. It debuted in 2013, and the watch is simply packed with features: a flyback chronograph, a perpetual calendar, 120 meters water resistant. Even the alloy of which it's made, titanium aluminide, is unusual. And as you can see, it is a big watch. 46 millimeters in diameter, 17.4 millimeters thick from lug to lug tip, 57 millimeters. It's a big watch, and despite being made of a hybrid of titanium and aluminum, it does have a solid weight to it. So if you're afraid it will feel toy-like, rest assured it won't. Now, I actually don't think that as big as it is, it wears terribly on my wrist. I think I could probably pull this off. But if you want to be absolutely careful and ensure better proportions, go with a 17 centimeter circumference wrist. If it looks this good on 16, it'll look absolutely native on a 17 centimeter circumference wrist. The watch is impressive, and so is the strap. The strap features a proprietary release system based on depression of a retention key, and then it's rubber on the bottom. It has a gray, lightly contrasting stitch, and then rectangular, medium symmetrical scale alligator leather with a matching media blasted buckle. Now, the timepiece uses titanium aluminide, which is not a conventional titanium alloy in the sense that it's not grade 2, it's not grade 5. It is often known as gamma titanium, and it's rarely used on watches. It's often used as a super alloy suitable for jet engines and their internals and Formula One cars. It is not very ductile, but it is very resistant to deformation, denting, scratching, and corrosion. And the only other watch I can really think of off the top of my head that uses it, remember the 2019 Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Ultralight, the manual wind rubber strap $50,000 golf-themed Aquaterra? Yeah, that watch uses gamma titanium, and so does this. Just keep it in mind. It is super hard and resilient. The watch also has a screw-down crown, so it is 120 meters water resistant. Put it on a different strap, it can be taken swimming. This is a very, very distant relative of the 1978 IWC Ingenieur SL, the 1976 Ingenieur SL. So the original reference 1832 of 1976, designed by Gerald Genta, that integrated bracelet watch that bowed alongside his own Nautilus. Well, those two watches were the very, very distant progenitors of this one. You can sort of see in the bezel design with its hardware fixtures and the extended tonneau profile that flows into the strap. If you squint really hard, you can see it, but this is a very, very, very distant Genta relative. There are a combination of elements here. You can see satin in two different perpendicular orientations. You can see polish, brushed concentric satin around the bezel, and then in relief with little exposed sockets, we have the hardware fixing the bezel in place. Taking a look at the dial, it is a digital date month, quite literally. Here's the double-digit date, here is the double-digit month, and here's your leap year. And the inspiration behind this, the Josef Paul Weber pocket watches that IWC made during the late 19th century that used a digital display of time. So this uses a digital display of the calendar. Now, the watch is also a flyback chronograph. See how I have this trigger right here? Note we have superimposed chronograph hours and minutes up at the top, and it's a 60-minute chronograph register. So you do actually have a triple register chronograph here. So reset everything and restart. If you stop everything, you can see running seconds exists down at 6 o'clock alongside the leap year. We have a smoked sapphire across the top of the calendar indications. And I do like having a 60-minute chronograph register because I often find myself measuring intervals between 30 and 60 minutes, and most standard chronographs only give you a 30-minute register. Screw down crown again, it's a 120-meter water-resistant watch, so they have to take some precautions. You can see how I have the ability to immediately advance the calendar system day by day, and it is based on the Kurt Klaus mechanically programmed system. So if you can adjust the date, it will pull the month and the leap year along with it. It is a perpetual calendar, which means you don't need to reset it, provided it keeps running until the year 2100. Let's do a loom shot real quick. You can see there's a decent amount of loom, not a large amount, but a decent amount, including the small seconds and the running seconds. Taking a look at the case back, this is one hell of a movement. It's big, it's thick, it's modular. It is a 89,000 series, so it's the 89802 automatic winding with a pawl-based winding system. This is the variant of IWC watchmaking that uses the 4-pawl Peloton winding system. 68-hour power reserve. You've got a stop second function. You've got the quick set for the perpetual calendar, which is mechanically programmed via the logic created by IWC watchmaker Kurt Klaus. Flyback chronograph with triple registers. The chronograph has a column wheel for crisp actuation and a vertical clutch, which means that when you start the chrono, there's no jump or leap or stagger to the chronograph. It will always commence smoothly, and then you can simply leave it running, unlike a lateral clutch, which will start to wear and tear on the movement. Vertical clutch has no additional wear and tear on the movement as it operates because it is a seamless engagement, so you can leave it running if you prefer to. The movement features a number of different anthracite-style colorations alongside different finishes, media blast, polish, a little bit of satination. You could see polished screw heads, polished chronograph components, solarization on the ratchet wheel cover, 51 joule movement, immensely complicated, free sprung with a 4 hertz beat rate, the free sprung architecture allowing it to take shock without deviation of the timing and also allowing precise setting via the variable inertia screws on the balance. And you can see it is adjusted in a 5-position manner, which makes it remarkably accurate and faithful in every position, as 5 positions is the chronometer and the high horology standard for adjustment. One of the most complex Ingenieur models ever made, and a lot of fun, full of useful features and durability. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.